Children, now I am with the next topic, ratio. It's the first chapter of arithmetical problems. Before I proceed, let me ask you all, suppose if I give you to compare the height of one boy with the weight of another boy, is it possible to compare? No, everyone will say, no, it's not possible to compare. So, comparison is possible if the two are same quantities. Second thing, in case if the weight of one child is in kg and of the other is in gram, again you will face problem in comparing. So comparison is possible if the two quantities are of same kind or similar and are in same units. Let me set one example in front of you. For example, there are two boys B1 and B2. The weight of first boy is 40 kg and the weight of second boy is 60 kg. If I ask you compare, what strike your mind? You will take the first heavier one and subtract the next. And you reach to a conclusion that the weight of second boy is 20 kg more than first boy. Or simply you will say second boy is 20 kg heavier than first boy. Do you know there is one more way of comparing? That is division. Let me explain the division method to compare. Take the first boy's weight and divide by the weight of second boy and convert to the simplest form. Here it is in kg, this is again in kg. While cancelling, the units are cancelled, 0 0 cancel, 2 by 3. Hence you can compare using division. When you divide and compare the two quantity, we reach to the next stage called ratio. So let me explain ratio in detail. Hence, the ratio is comparison of two same quantities in same unit using division method. Let me move to the previous example. It was calculated as 2 by 3. Do you know 2 by 3 in ratio can be written as 2:3, where 2 is the first part of the ratio and 3 is the second part of the ratio. The first part or the first term of the ratio is called antecedent, and the second part or the second term of the ratio is called consequent. Children, here you notice 2 by 3 could be written as 2:3. This is the ratio sign. This column is called the ratio sign. And do you know a ratio has no unit? Why? When you compare the two similar quantities, the units get cancelled. Let me explain with an example. Rupees 10 is to rupees 50. Step 1. Do you know ratio is comparing the two similar units in division. So rupees 10 is to rupees 50. In this case, rupees and rupees get cancelled. When you simplify, it becomes 1 by 5. This is in fraction. When you convert it as ratio, it becomes 1:5. Students, as I always tell you, whatever the points are given to learn or memorize should be noted in your classwork copy. Here the points to remember are: first point, what is ratio? Ratio can be calculated by comparing the two same quantities in same units. So we reach to a conclusion, ratio is the relative size of the numbers or the two similar quantities given. Second point, a ratio can be converted to fraction and its inverse is also possible. For example, if I give a ratio 3:4, it can be written in fraction form as 3 by 4. Next point, a ratio has no unit. Already you are explained it. Very important to note this, children. Expressions like double, triple, 4 times in terms of ratio when you express is written as 2:1, 3:1, 4:1 and so on. So ratio equals to antecedent is to consequent. We can replace this ratio sign with division to reach to the next type of sums possible. Out of these three values, if you are provided any clue how to find the third one. Suppose you are asked to find antecedent. So how can you calculate antecedent? When you transpose consequent to the other hand, division converts to multiplication. It means ratio into consequent. second possibility, you are provided the value of ratio and antecedent and asked to find the value of consequent. So frame the step to find the value of consequent. Consequent equals to antecedent divide by ratio. Children, using these two steps you can find the missing antecedent and consequent. I would like to explain the question based on these two steps. Question number 4, first part, a ratio in the simplest form is 9:8. So given ratio, fourth question, first part, the given ratio is 9:8. Next part, if the antecedent is 81, find the consequent. So let us write the given value. Antecedent equals to 81. To find consequent, what step will you follow? Consequent equals to antecedent divide by ratio. Antecedent means 81 divide by the ratio. While writing ratio, we bring it as a fraction. So 9/8. So next step, 81 into reciprocal of this number, 8/9. Cancel 9 and 81. It will go 9 times. 9 8 72. Hence the consequent of this is 72. Moving on to question 5, B part. For the ratio 7:10, find the antecedent if the consequent is 50. So let's do this sum. Given ratio 7:10, provided consequent is 50. Now to calculate antecedent, which step will you follow? Antecedent equals to ratio into consequent. So bring the ratio in fraction form, 7/10, and multiply the given consequent 50. Cancel by 10, will go 5 times. So 7 5 35. Hence the required antecedent is 35. Children, before moving to the next topic, let's do some simple sums based on ratio. Children, look at these 3 sums. These are exercise 1, question 2. Convert the following given ratio in simplest form. Question number 1, 30:45. Here the antecedent and consequent both are whole numbers. So how to proceed? First write as fraction. Antecedent is the numerator and the consequent is the denominator. Now simplify, means convert to the lowest term. It means divide by their HCF. The HCF of 30 and 45 is 15. So divide by 15 equals to 15 2 times. 15 3 is 45, 3 times. Hence the ratio simplified to 2:3, or the ratio in simplest form is 2:3. Let's move to the next example. 4:2/5. The next case, in case if the antecedent or consequents are fraction, how to start? Simply make the first term as fraction. Now just write the 2 removing the ratio sign by division and do simple division of fraction. It means how to proceed? 4/1 into reciprocal of it, 5/2. Simplify, it becomes 10/1, or the ratio in simplest form is 10:1. Look at second question, 7th part. The 2 are mixed number. First convert them into improper fraction. 3 5 15 plus 3, 18/5 is 2. 5 2 10 plus 2, 12/5. Again, this is second case where the 2 terms are in fraction. Just simply remove this ratio sign with division and do division. 18/5 into reciprocal of this number, 5/12. Cancel 5 and 5. 18 and 12 are cancelled by 6 3 times, 2 times. Hence it becomes 3/2, or the ratio in simplest form is 3:2. Again the same type of sums. Question number 6. Write the ratio in simplest form. Question 1. Rupees 3.202 60 paise. Step 1. Convert them into same units. So 3 rupees 20 paise becomes 320 paise is to 60 paise. Write as fraction and simplify. By 60, 0 and 0 cancel. cancel these 2 by 2, it becomes 16 by 3 or equals to 16 is to 3. Let's move to the fifth part of question number 6. 3 hours 20 minutes to 1 hour 40 minutes. Write in simplest form. Step 1, convert them into same, means minute. 3 hours is 3 into 60 plus 20 minutes is to 1 hour is 60 plus 40 minutes. As a ratio has no units, so while bringing down we will not carry the sign. So it becomes 3 into 60 is 180 plus 20, 200 is to 100. Same time, simplify them, 0 and 0, 0 and 0 cancel, it becomes 2 is to 1. Children, now I take up the application of ratio. So let me explain few examples from your book exercise questions. Question number 7, B part. Let me explain. Shankar's monthly income is 12,000 rupees and his monthly expenditure means spending is rupees 10,500. Find the ratio of his monthly income to his monthly saving. So first step, calculate the saving. Income rupees 12,000, expenditure means spending rupees 10,500. Therefore saving is the difference of the two. When you subtract, it becomes 0, 0. 0 will borrow, so it becomes 10 minus 5, 5. Here is 1. Now the required ratio is income is to saving. Income is 12,000 is to saving is 1,500. Now as I told you, a ratio has no units, so when you write as ratio, no need to carry the units. So simplify them, 0 and 0, 0 and 0 cancel. Cancel these 2 by 3, 40 times and 5 times. Again cancel them with 5. 5 will 8 times and 1 times. Hence the required ratio is 8 is to 1. Question number 8, B part. Kiran and Shabana. Wow, my name. Kiran and Shabana together spend rupees 280. If Kiran spends rupees 210, then find the ratio of Shabana's expenditure to the total expenditure. So how to proceed? First we write here solution. Step 1. Write the statements. Total expenditure of the two equals to rupees 280. Kiran spends rupees 210. So calculate the Shabana's expenditure by subtracting the two. It is rupees 70. Now let's proceed to the asked ratio. You have to find the ratio of Shabana's expenditure to total expenditure. It means 70 is to 280. Cancel them. 0 and 0 cancel. Simplify them by 7. 7 1 ja 7 is to 7 4 ja 28. Hence the required ratio is 1 is to 4. Children, the next topic is compound ratio. The compound ratio of two or more ratio is a ratio whose antecedent is the product of the given ratio's antecedent and the consequent is the product of all the consequent of the given ratio. Let me explain with the help of an example. Here you can see 3 ratio. 3 is to 1, 2 is to 3, 7 is to 2. First write them in such a way that all the antecedent lie one below other and all the consequent lie one below other. Now let's proceed to the step of finding the compound ratio. Compound ratio means the product of all the antecedent is the antecedent of that ratio. 3 into 2 into 7 and the consequent is the product of all the consequent of the given ratios. It means 1 into 3 into 2. After writing so, write as fraction 3 into 2 into 7 upon the consequent is 1 into 3 into 2 and just simplify. 3 and 3 cancel, 2 and 2 cancel, answer is 7 by 1. Hence the compound ratio of these three given ratio is 7 is to 1. So what is a compound ratio? Compound ratio of two or more ratio is a ratio whose antecedent is product of the antecedent of the given ratios and the consequent is the product of the consequent of the given ratios. Let me explain some examples from exercise questions. Question 9 of exercise 1 part 1. Find the compound ratio of the following pairs. So let us do the first one. 13 is to 9 and 27 is to 26. So first, as I told you in solution while writing in copy, first ratio as it is you write, bring the next ratio in such a way, antecedent below antecedent and consequent below consequent. Then proceed. The compound ratios, antecedent is the product of the two, means 13 into 27 is to the consequent is the product of the two consequent, means 9 into 26. Write it as fraction. 13 is to into 27 by 9 into 26 and simplify. 13 1 ja 13, 13 2 ja 26, 9 1 ja 9, 9 3 ja 27 equals to 3 by 2. Hence the compound ratio of the two given ratio is 3 is to 2. Moving on to the next part, third part. 75 centimeter is to 1 meter 25 centimeter and rupees 10 is to rupees 7.50. Find their compound ratio. So let's bring them down without carrying the units. 75 is to 1 meter 25 centimeter means 1 meter means 100 plus 25, 125. In this case, convert them as paise. Rupees 10 equals to 1000 paise is to 750 paise. So when you write below it, don't carry the sign. Antecedent down the antecedent and consequent down the consequent. So to find the compound ratio, step 1, multiply the two antecedent. 75 into 1000. This is the antecedent of the compound ratio. Is to multiply the two consequent. 125 into 750. This is the consequent of compound ratio. Next step, write it as fraction. 75 into 1000 by 125 into 750. Now simplify as a multiplication sum of fractions. Cancel them. 75 1 ja, it will go 10 times. Cancel by 10. 10 1 ja 10. 10 into 100. Now 100 by 125. Cancel these two by 25. 25 4 ja 100. 25 5 ja 125. Hence the compound ratio of the two given ratio is 4 is to 5. Students, now I would take up the next topic, sharing. Sharing is very essential in our daily life. Once you understand the concept, you can correlate it with the situations of your day-to-day life. Here, first let me explain you the meaning of sharing. Sharing means dividing, and you would have done the sums based on division of a given amount in equal parts. Now here you will deal with the sums in which you divide the given quantities in a particular ratio. So let me explain the steps to follow. Children, let me make it clear with the help of an example. The question is, divide number 49 into the ratio 4 is to 3. So how to follow the steps? Step 1, find the sum of the ratio. Here the sum of the ratio is 4 plus 3 equals to 7. Step 2, calculate first part and second part. How to find the first part of the number? Antecedent upon sum of the ratio. Antecedent is 4 upon sum of the ratio is 7 into given number or quantity. Here the given number is 49. Solve. 7 7 is 49. Answer is 28. Second part or second share of the number is consequent upon sum of the ratio. It means, what is the consequent here? 3. Upon sum of the ratio means 7 into the given number or quantity. Here the given number is 49, so multiply by 49. Again cancel by 7. 7 3 is 21. To verify your answer, children, always follow this step. Add the two, share and find out. 8 plus 1, 9. 2 plus 2, 49. It is exactly equal to the given number here. Hence, you have done the sum correct. Children, exercise 1, question number 12 and 13 are based on this application of sharing. So, let me explain one part of each. Question number 12, B part. Divide rupees 343 among Kumar and Sheila in the ratio 4 to 3. So, how to proceed? Let's move to the solution. Step 1, find the sum of the ratio. sum equals to 4 plus 3, 7. Now let us calculate the first part, means Kumar's shares. Kumar's shares equals to 4 out of sum into the given quantity is 343 rupees. Cancel by 7, 49 times. 4 into 49 is rupees 196. Now Sheila's share part out of 7 into 343. Again cancel 49 times. 9 into 49 equals to 3 9 is 27. 7 down 2 carry. 3 4 is 12 plus 2 147 rupees. Therefore Kumar's share is rupees 196. Sheila's share is rupees 147. Same time verify your answer by summing up. 6 plus 7 3. Down 1 carry. 9 10 plus 4 14. 4 down 1 carry 3. Hence it is exactly equal to the given amount. So your answer is verified. Children, question 13 A part. A rope of length 3 meter 60 centimeter is cut into 2 pieces such that the ratio of the length of the pieces is 7:5. Find the length of larger piece. So how to proceed? Already I have noted the details given. Total length of the rope is 3 meter 60 centimeter. It means 360 centimeter. The given ratio is 7:5. Means you are asked to find the length of the larger piece. If you see the ratio, here the first part is larger. It means you have to calculate the first part of the ratio. How to proceed? First step, find the sum of the ratio. That is 7 plus 5 equals to 12. Now let us find the larger piece. Equals to 7, means first part equals to 7 upon the sum 12 into the given length 360. Cancel by 12. 1 time 30 times. 7 into 30 is 210 centimeter. When you convert in meter, it is 2.10 meters. A reminder, children, your whiteboard work will remain as your class work. While going through the lecture, you have to keep doing side by side. Next thing, at the end of each lecture, you will get the homework sums. Do in the same copy and do it neatly. Hope you are not keeping anything pending. Otherwise, you will face problem. You will be overburdened. Our next topic is proportion. What do you mean by proportion? If the two ratios are equal, they are in proportion or they are proportional. For example, 2:3 and 14:21. Let's check whether they are in proportion or not. How to verify? First, let me explain the terms of the proportion. First, second, third, fourth. There are 4 terms in a proportion. First and fourth terms are called extreme terms or extremes. Second and third terms are called mean terms or mean. In case if the product of extreme equals to the product of mean, then we say the ratio is in proportion. Here you see 2 into 21 means product of extreme equals to 3 into 14, the product of mean. 42 equals to 42. So the two given ratios are equal or they are in proportion. The third way of saying they are proportional. How can you write in proportion? 2:3 is as 14:21. Children, in simplified way we can say in proportion the product of means equal to the product of extremes. Means product of second and third term should be equal to the product of first and fourth terms. Children, make a note. It's not essential that the two given ratios in proportion are of same kind. For example, rupees 10 is to rupees 100 and the other ratio is 50 centimeter is to 500 centimeter. If question comes are they in proportion, just simplify the ratio, it becomes 1 is to 10. Here too when you simplify it becomes 1 is to 10 and they are equal, so they are in proportion. See the symbol of proportion, this is the symbol of proportion. Children, in proportion there are 4 terms and out of 4 terms if you are provided 3 terms, how to find the value of the 4th or the missing terms, I'll explain with the help of example. Page number AP 11, question 15. The first, second and third terms are 12, 14 and 30 respectively. So let me arrange. First term 12 is to second term 14 is as the third term is 30 is to the missing term we can fill with x respectively. Find the value of fourth term. Just connect the two extreme terms and the two mean terms. Step 1. Always the product containing x should be written to the left. So 12 into x equals to 14 into 30. As you all know, they are in proportion, so the product of extreme equals to product of mean. Next term, how to find the missing term? X equals to 14 into 30. Transpose 12 to the other hand. Here it is connected with multiplication sign. So when you transpose, it gets divided. Now cancel them with 2, 7 times, 6 times. Again cancel these 2 by 6. 1 time, 5 times, has 7 into 5, 35. Therefore, the fourth term equals to 35. One more example. The second, third and fourth terms are 48, 10 and 32 respectively. It means first term is missing. So let us fill the first term by x and the second, third, fourth terms are 48. Arrange in proportion is as 10 is to 32. Now let's proceed. First you connect the two extreme terms and the two mean terms. As the given ratios are in proportion, the product of extreme 32 into x equals to the product of mean, means 48 into 10. Next part, transpose 32 to the other hand and divide. 48 into 10 by 32. Children, now simplify them by 8. 8 6 48. 8 4 32. Again cancel by 2. 2 3 times. 2 times. Again cancel these 2 by 2. 2 1 time, 5 times. So 3 5 15. Hence, the first term of the ratio is 15. Exercise 1, question number 10 and 11 are based on proportion. Let me explain question number 11. A part. The ratio of the ages of mother and her daughter is 5:2. If the mother is 35 years old, how old is the daughter? So how to proceed? Let me explain you. In proportion 5:2. It means 5 correspond to the age of mother. So right here 35 is to the age of daughter. Let the age of daughter be x years. So first right here let daughter's age be x years. Now let's proceed. In proportion, the product of extreme is always equals to the product of mean. Move to the next step. 5 into x equals to 35 into 2. As I told you, while doing the multiplication, the product containing x is always kept to the left. Next step, x equals to 35 into 2 divided by this 5. So 7 times equals to 7 to 14 years. Hence, the daughter's age is 14 years. Question number 11b part. The ratio of runs scored by Rahul and Sachin in a match is 7:6. If Rahul scored 140 runs, find the runs scored by Sachin in match. Solution. In proportion, Rahul is to Sachin are in ratio 7:6 is as the run scored by Rahul is 140. Let the run scored by Sachin be X. Now product of extreme equals to product of mean. It means 7 into X equals to 6 into 40, or X equals to 6 into 140 by 7. Cancel them 20 times equals to 6 2 12, 120 runs. Therefore, Sachin's score is scored 120 runs. Students, note down your homework questions. Question number 1, question 3 and question 14 do in book, and next all the sums do in copy. Hope you have sufficient time to complete these all sums. So children, do the sum neatly. Take care.